What's going on, everybody? It's Way with Swamp Donkey Archery. So I got a new product review, like comparison type deal we're going to do. So I was finally able to get one of these October mountain product Phoenix fletching jigs in. So these things have been kind of creating some waves here lately, and man, I really like the looks of them. I really wanted to try them out, but I really like my bits too. So I'm going to show you a little bit about the jig, and then we're going to try to just do like a little comparison on a few things, comparing the two. Because I know there's a lot of people out there that fletch their own arrows. I know there's a lot of people that have the OG Bitz jig. Now I got 6 of them on here, so I'm pretty vested in Bitz, but I got this in because I wanted to try this too. So, all right. So when you get this thing, there is some mild assembly that you'll need to do. It does come totally apart, so it'll fit in this little box right here. Nothing too technical. It's got a little diagram where everything needs to go. And look, if you can, wow, look how that changed that little reflection right there. Changed the light on my face. Good stuff. Anyhow, sorry. So it's mild assembly. If you can you can fletch air, you can build air, you can put this thing together. So it's not a problem at all. And once you get it together, you can same as with your Bitz, you can get different pitch jig or different pitch clamps. You can get a straight, you can get right helical, you can get left helical. So I just wanted y'all to see what it looks like from the beginning, and then we'll go over some of the goodies on it, okay? So, looks solid. It's nice and heavy. One thing you see right off the bat is this thing comes on its own base. Your Bitz don't. Your Bitz, you have to mount it on a base, or you have to be kind of easy with it. So I'm going to go ahead and take one of these off of this little base that I got. I'll fletch half a dozen arrows at a time, so I can roll through them pretty quick. But with the new adhesives nowadays and good solid clamps, you can, it's almost as fast to fletch an arrow on a single clamp as it is trying to do half a dozen or a dozen at a time. So I'm going to take one of these off real quick, and then we're going to start doing the comparison. But I guess before I do that, I'll just kind of go into everything on this, how it actually functions. So you can adjust, it has your little numbers right here. This is for your helical indication. That's how helical or offset you want to do. So you're going to have your arrow in here. Let me grab one real quickish. So you're going to have your arrow that's in here like this. So when you're going to want to adjust it, you can adjust your helical by this clamp. You're going to have this little screw right here on this side. You back that off, and you're able to adjust this to your numbers, okay? And it's got, you don't have to worry about getting in between because it has your indents in there to where it sits nice and solid. So that in itself is already really easy to adjust. All right, and then you're going to have your receiver here. You can spin this. This is how you index your arrow to put your different fletching on. You have the option for your 3-fletch, 120 degrees. You have your 90-degree 4-fletch, and then you have the 75 by 105 setting. That's kind of the X-wing type 4-fletch. You know, it's got your 4-fletchings kind of like this, rather than them being on 90-degree angles. Some people like to run those because they're lower. You can get more clearance on sight for long distances and all that stuff. So you adjust how you want to center your clamp up on your arrow. It's real simple. You see how it's marked right here. You've got these 2 bolts right here that you can loosen up, and then you slide this. Quit damming on me. There we go. You can slide this back and forth, really easy to center it up. Now this isn't made to do your pitch on your helical. That's made to center it up on your shaft. You do your helical or offset by using this, okay? And I will tell y'all this, right, well, let me get it up here by the mic. I hope y'all can hear how smooth that sounds. Rotating this right here is really smooth, really smooth. The bits, sometimes if you don't have them set just right, they can get pretty tough to rotate to. So, but yeah, I want to show y'all how it works. The base does have a little rubber feet on it, so it sits nice and solid on your surface, whatever you're doing. All these pieces on here are made of a really heavy aluminum. Feels really solid. Feels really solid. And the one thing that I really like about this is going to make fletching a whole lot easier. This clamp and the magnet. Y'all listen to this. Y'all hear that? That is solidity. That just absolutely cranked when it hit. Okay. So, like with the bits, when you put your clamp on and try to get your fletching on, a lot of times you guys that's using these things, you got to bear down on it. You almost have to put your finger under the shaft and then bear down on the clamp to get it to squish all your air bubbles out and get a good solid seat on your fletching. This is going to clamp hard enough to where you're going to be able to push it down and it's going to hold it there. You're not going to have to hold it. So, man, I hate to say I'm already liking this a little more than the bits because I kind of feel like I'm cheating on my wife because I've been using these Bitzenberg jigs for years. I've fletched thousands of arrows with these jigs right here. So, kind of feel like I'm cheating. So, anyhow, I'm fixing to get one of these off. Like I said, do side-by-side comparison. Let y'all see that, and then we'll wrap this thing up. Okay, we're going to try to get y'all this view here so you can kind of be a top-down type deal. So, just looking at them from here, you can see how this is definitely more stable. That's going to fall if you don't have it anchored down on something. Rotating them, and then rotating this one. All right. So when it comes to adjusting where these sit on the shaft, center it up on the shaft, and your amount of pitch. So on the bits, you do both by loosening these two bolts and then adjusting this. Like I said, on this one, you adjust where your arrow sits by loosening these, sliding this clamp back and forth like this. And then to adjust your helical, break this loose and you can see how it moves it like that. So depending on whether it's right or left helical is which way you go. So I only got two clamps for this one. I have the right helical clamp. It has your RH on it right there. And then I have the straight. I hadn't been able to get the left helical yet. And so being fair, we have the right-handed bits and we have the straight bits. I was going to try to do a straight clamp to fletch everything with, but typical to some of the bits, our magnet has fell off and I have to glue that back on. So we're going to do a helical. And I kind of want to see how the helical is going to do on this. So with the bits, you can hear, sticks to it, slides down. This you can hear, super solid. All right. So the bits already have set where I want it. It's already previously set. It's set where I fletch tack vanes, and I don't want to mess with it. So it's staying right there. So, but like I said, to adjust it, you would back these out, and then you twist this either way. This pushes this little clamp, this little piece from here to here. It's going to slide the whole thing over, back and forth, or pivot it. Either way. Okay? Well, like I said, this one's already set. I ain't gonna mess with it. So to adjust this one, I'm going to put this here. I want to center this up on my shaft. So I'm going to slide this here, standard size shaft. So I'm going to slide it, and then we're going to look at about where it sits. And I think I'm going to set it right there. And should just be able to do these finger tight. You don't have to really bow up on these. All right. And right now this is straight. If I want to make it helical, I want to see how hard a helical I can go. We're going to slide this thing all the way over to as far as it'll go. Hang on. Oh, I didn't loosen that up enough. There we go. Still trying to figure this one out too. So looks like we can go with your helical clamp to the number 4 on here before it starts trying to get crazy. I don't necessarily want to go all the way to 4. I'm going to set it here on 3. Back of the shaft still looks like it's lined up pretty good. I do think with how the Bitz is designed, especially with a left helical, I think you could get, and I've heard other people talk about this, I think you can get more helical off of a Bitz on a left-hand helical than what you can on this. That's just what I've heard. But for just what I'm doing today, I'm going to compare right-hand helical and kind of see what she looks like there. So once you get it set where you want it, you may have to, once you get your pitch set, you may have to double check and make sure that you're still centered on your shaft where you wanted it. I think I'm going to have to slide that just a little bit more. I do think when you're adjusting from micros, from skinnies to standards to larges, I do feel like this one adjusts easier because it's 2 different adjustments. You adjust where it is on the shaft and then how much pitch you want. You don't have to fight with both of them right there. So I like that. That's efficient. Okay. All right, let's get some fletching. Put a couple fletchings on these. Where I'm wanting to use stuff that I know is easy for everybody else to use. These blazer vanes are one of the easiest type vanes to deal with. So we're going to put it in our bits. I'm going to line it up on my hash mark that I always use. I'm going to use our trusty tack glue with this little tip right here. Look, if y'all hadn't got one of these little tips like this to put on your glue bottle, y'all are really missing out. Because that, man, it lays the perfect bead of glue. So don't need much of this tack. Usually on these blazers I'll do 3 dots, smooth her down, and then we're going to put it on here. And then whenever you go super hard on your helical, a lot of times this jig right here, this clamp will hit up here if you want to go hard. So a lot of people I've seen have actually cut this piece off right here because it'll hit your clamp. And that way you can get a little bit more helical out of it. So you have to push it down, push it, hold it, and put your hand under it. And then this tack sets up in 5 to 10 seconds. So, all right, I think that's good. We're going to leave that one there. Now, this is the first one I fletched with this. So we're going to see how this does. I'm going to see about where I like. Yeah, that sets that way back. So still going to have to play with where I want the helical setting because I want to look at how it sits on the shaft first. I'm going to move this over just a tad more. All right, I think that looks good there. All right, I think we're good with that now. All right, now we're going to do my 3 drops. Getting kind of low on this. I really like this tack glue. This stuff works really good. It doesn't leave too much crazy white residue. Oh, I like that. Yeah, you push it down on it and then it holds itself. You don't, with this, sometimes you push it down, it'll slide itself back up. So that feels good. All right, now we're going to roll that one. If I miss my bead, Y'all don't laugh at me. So I left my glasses laying over there. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and put one on this other one. Yeah, so mash it down. You got to kind of hold under your area and then hold that to get all the glue skished out from under it. Alright, take that off, roll that. Oh, that looks good. Okay, now we're going to put one here. Put it there. Come on, there we go. 2, 3. Y'all bear with me, bear with me. Alright. Man, I like that magnet. Just that magnet's worth it. Just the magnet's worth it. That. Don't need those no more. Okay. Been on there long enough. Alright. Now, this one is off of the OMP. This is off the Bitz. I didn't have the Bitz set quite as hard on the helical because that's where the tacks like to sit. So that's the Bitz. That is on the OMP. That looks pretty good. I like that. That's a hard helical. That's really hard. So if I was doing three fletching on a fixed broadhead, that's what I would use right there. Okay? But I'll back it off whenever I make my normal target errors, probably to something like this. So yeah, that was good. That was good. Okay, so for my 100% unbiased opinion, I do think the new OMP is more user-friendly. It's definitely easier to adjust. It is bigger. It does take up more space. But like I said, with the glues nowadays, a lot of people, a lot of aero builders are going to the single jig and just using the fast dry glue. It doesn't take up as much space in your shop, just the one singular jig. I don't have any complaints about it. Now, to my shop owners that have a bunch of Bitzenberg jigs and they're wondering, should I get a handful of these versus the Bitzenberg? Is it really that much better? I've had these bits for a while. I do know what goes wrong with them. And you guys that's had them for a little while, y'all know what I'm talking about. These little boogers right here, the little springs and little ball bearings that's in there. They'll mess up after a little while. That is the main thing to mess up on this. But other than that, I mean, this is a solid chunk of aluminum. I think it's aluminum. And then the one piece that moves right here. There's not a whole lot to mess up with these, but the magnet on that other one, oh my God, just the magnet on that thing is worth the upgrade, in my opinion. Not having to click it on, mash it down, and hold it. You can click that bad boy on there, push it down on it, let it go, and then move on to something else before you have to rotate it. So I do think they're a worthy upgrade, but the Bitzenberg has done so good for years and years. That one would kind of be in your court. Me personally, I'm probably fixing to set these Bitzenbergs up under my little counter here, and I'm gonna run with this OMP for a little bit, and I'm gonna see how I like it. So far, really digging it, man. Really digging it. Those things are kind of hard to find. If you want one, get in touch with me. I can tell you the 1 or 2 sites I've actually found them available in, but it's looking like, you know, Lancaster and Kinsey's and all that are saying they should have them in stock sometime June, July-ish. So hopefully they get them in pretty soon. But I can tell you 1 or 2 places that I found them, that I found that and got it sent to me. So yeah, hope y'all liked the video. Hope you found it informative. It was something I've been wanting to do since I've seen those. I really like them. So yeah, I'm fixing to start using that one. As a matter of fact, probably going to fletch a dozen or 2 up with it today. So if I change my mind, I'll put it in the comments and say, don't get it, or this thing's awesome. Okay. So anyhow, make sure y'all go to my website if you need to get in touch with me. Got all my contact info there. Make sure you like and subscribe to my channel. If you hadn't already done it, hit me in the comments down there. Just let me know what you think. Helps me out on my algorithm there. So, yeah. After my main suppliers start getting these things in, if y'all need some of these, I can actually get you some of these as well. But I got to wait till they get in stock in a few more places than where I just bought that one. Okay. Yeah, I guess that's it. I'm fixing to get to work. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. God bless. Have a good one.